Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, we all know, I probably could always say something before boxing a little bit. Yeah, I know, USA got their butt whooped in basketball. I need to do a video about that, actually, because there's reasons to that. That's what you get for throwing a team together and just imagine that everybody's supposed to just function, right? But it's also about these rule changes that have happened, right? And you got people in the NBA only shooting three-point shots, right? Because they changed the NBA 20 years ago because the people on the floor didn't look like the people in the crowd. So now we got three-point shots and you can't defend them. So now we going out in the world forgetting our strengths, which is athleticism. And then we're going out here trying to outshoot Europeans. Good luck with that. But that's what we get, because we shouldn't have changed the game. We shouldn't have let them change the game and act like we're not seeing why they're changing the game. Now you got a game that looks like exhibition with only three-point shots. That's why I'm so happy Giannis did it without three-point shots. But we're going to keep it moving to boxing. And we're going to do a around the horn real quick. I got one major topic I'm going to talk about at the end, and then we're going to go through around the horn real quick. One, heavyweight real quick. Have you noticed when they talk about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, it's like they only talk about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, and they never say, hey, the undisputed fight. Just an undisputed fight. AJ versus whoever wins between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder for undisputed. They just say AJ Tyson Fury, right? And I did a video about 2 months ago, and like, hey, let's not be surprised if it's Usyk versus Deontay Wilder for undisputed. But that's just something. So that means, AJ, I've been saying it the whole time. I don't like the energy from AJ. He should be saying, forget Fury, whoever wins is the one I want. Right? Why we keep talking about Fury? AJ and Fury. Like no, it's these two dudes win. The winners of these fights, whoever they are got momentum. We want to see that fight. We want to see undisputed. It doesn't matter who it is. Keep it moving, because we sit in heavyweight. Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam, we know he just lost the fight against Joe Joyce. And hey, most people think they stopped the fight too soon, and I am one of them. Now, boxing, we know when fights get stopped too soon, you're going to have the opposing side, which will definitely say, hey, people have been killed, people have been hurt, people haven't been the same by not stopping fights. So that's going to always be an argument. So you're going to have to deal with that argument. But listen, when it comes to Carlos Takam, we've had several things happen. Right? Listen, the guy was damn near winning the fight, if not winning. Right? He was definitely in the fight. It was an even fight, or Takam was winning. He was landing the cleaner shots and some good shots on Joyce. Right? And Joyce hurt him with a left hook early, but he couldn't get him out of there, and he was throwing a lot of punches. And I saw it. I was like, Takam just going to wait and weather this storm, and then the second half of this round going to be Takam. Right? And so he didn't get the opportunity. And it was really bad because Carlos Takam always gets called on short notice. This man is not getting treated right in boxing. He gets called on short notice. An example is he 7 to 10 days notice against Anthony Joshua. And he was in the 10th round, and what happened in that fight stopped it early as well. He was just bleeding, but he was fighting back. And it was round 10. Give him the last 2 rounds. But they didn't want to do that either. So those are 2 fights. Now here's another kicker. He lost to Alexander Povetkin by way of KO in round, I don't know, 10, 11, or 12. I'm not sure which round it was, but it was late. After that fight, you know what he said? How is Povetkin so strong late? I had him, right? He asked. And what was the reason? Meldonium was the reason. And meldonium is an endurance steroid. Drug, at least. Right? Endurance. And it was legal until January 2019 in Russia. And he was full of it. So, he was doped. But why is that loss still on Carlos Takam's record? Why? Why is that loss still on his record? That's a disqualification, no contest or something. No. So Carlos Takam gets the short end of the stick too often. This is a good fighter, and I knew he was going to come back against Joe Joyce because he had a training camp for a change. And so he was fit. And Joe Joyce, props to the man. Joe Joyce is big, stiff, not a great boxer, but he has punch resistance. And that punch resistance and that heart he got is going to be a problem for whoever it is, because you're not going to get him out of there. Now, he reminds me of Adam Kanauki. And Adam Kanauki had, but he throws a whole lot of punches. A whole lot of punches. You see the fight with him and Areola. They threw the most punches in the heavyweight fight ever. This guy, Robert Helenius hit him with some stuff that got him out of there. But before that, he was never really even hurt. He keeps coming. I was like, man, this is gonna be a problem for anybody. So I still got love for Adam Kanauki, although he's got that one loss to Robert Helenius, but they're gonna rematch and see what happens there. Chet Kanauki, let's see what happens there. But your boy Joe Joyce is similar, and he's gonna keep coming. So he's gonna be a problem for anybody, but he's gonna get hit. Right? And Dominic Brazil is also somebody with punch resistance. But you see Anthony Joshua was able to get him out of there by hitting him with a whole lot of hard shots over 7 rounds. Right? And then he got hit by the one-hitter quitter by Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder can do those kind of things to people. Right? But, you know, Joe Joyce is somebody formidable. But me personally, I would like to see the rematch there. Because just for the simple fact, somebody give Takam some damn respect. And he keeps getting the short end of the stick. And, you know, I don't like it. Period. So you got to get mentioned about that, right? So let's move up to that junior middleweight fight. Y'all notice we had an undisputed Fight, Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano, right? Close fight, right? Draw. And we just want to see the rematch, and we'd have undisputed in that weight division. Told you, boxing hates it. The sanctioning bodies hate it. Now all of a sudden they mandating somebody for Castano, mandating somebody for your boy Jamel, right? Instead of just saying, hey, y'all hold up, like everybody holding up in the heavyweight division. Look how long everybody holding up because Tyson Fury acting up, which we'll get to in a minute. Bottom line is, you know, leave the boys alone for a second, immediate rematch, and then everybody else wait. Right? If not, those belts going to be all over the place. Don't like it. Boxing just, they hate Undisputed because what happens with Undisputed is we can't have all these shenanigans. And that's why they don't like it. Just everybody stop the mandating right now. But it's a mandated fight if they don't fight each other. Then you should mandate. If somebody wants to go a different direction, no, you ain't going no different direction. You got to fight your mandatory. That's different. But if they're about to fight Undisputed in your weight division, be proud of it and let them do it, damn it. That's enough on that. Now, I go to Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. 2 things I got to say about this. One is, I hope you guys are realizing that it's only 2-to-1 odds. Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao only 2-to-1 odds. That's huge, guys. Because, you know, you would think that Spence is definitely the favorite here by more than 2-to-1. Right? And I'm just going to say it like I keep saying it. Terrence Crawford would have been more. We listening to all of the talk with Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. People think Pacquiao going to win. Everybody, you know, ain't worried about Pacquiao getting hurt in this fight. None of that. It's just going to be a good fight. A lot of people think Pacquiao going to win. That's not the conversation when we're talking Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford. It's a totally different conversation. And that's what people have to realize to understand how awesome Terrence Crawford is. Pacquiao wanted $40 million to fight him. Thought he was going to get hurt. Everybody was talking about how he's going to get hurt. The Teddy Atlases of the world, who I'm going to get to in a minute, and the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, Freddie Roach didn't want him to fight him. Bob Arum never wanted him to fight him. All of this stuff with Terrence Crawford. And them odds wouldn't have been no damn 2-to-1. So give Crawford some love there. You're not that good. No one's worried about Manny Pacquiao's well-being unless it's going to fight Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford is definitely not as big as Errol Spence. So there has to be some type of skill there now, doesn't it? So let's just focus on that and stop trying to act like Terrence Crawford couldn't get these fights. He couldn't get these fights. He's on the wrong side of the street. It ain't no damn side of the street. Everybody keeps talking about that. There is no such thing as no side of the street. That's a damn lie. Terrence Crawford fought Felix Diaz. He's on the other side of the street, ain't he? He fought John Molina, one of the Molinas, on the other side of the street. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fighting. Them 2 different sides of the street, right? When everybody from the other side of the street wanted to fight Pacquiao when he was on the side of the street, right? Manny Pacquiao, when he was on the same side of the street, didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford on the same side of the street. Now he's on the other side, and they was about to make the fight happen, but he wanted $40 million to do it. There is no such thing as a side of the street. The thing is, all you got to do is want to fight. Ain't nobody in a rush to fight Terrence Crawford. And if you see, if Manny Pacquiao's such this legend and fighting for a real fight, he keeps saying, right, but it wasn't not with no damn Terrence Crawford. And he ain't going to get $40 million for fighting Errol Spence neither. So focus on that. Give Crawford that respect, because he's the only one that they treat like that. They ain't in a rush to fight him. So, and another thing, when we're talking about Errol Spence, Baddest dude in the welterweight division, we understand that. But Errol Spence should not be on anybody's #1 pound for pound list. Much as I love him, he's got this Van Helsing thing popping off where he don't get nervous, he don't get hyped. You know, you gonna mess around with Errol Spence. Now, I got mad love for him, but it's just gotta be the truth. I don't personally think pound for pound #1. That's why Golovkin can't be it either, right? Can't be in one damn division, just the one division, and not undisputed at it. And how the hell? I mean, pound for pound mean we seen you against somebody that's bigger than you before. Can we at least see that before we crown Errol Spence #1 pound for pound? Has he fought anybody bigger than he's the biggest? He's bigger than everybody he's fought so far. That's not pound for pound, not #1. It's pound for pound, top 10 pound for pound. I think I have him at 8 or 7. He's you know, he's pound for pound. But then once he goes to 154, 160, then we're talking, you know, especially with like Terrence Crawford. This is his 3rd weight division we're talking about. You know what I mean? So pound for pound should be. That's why heavyweights are not in there. It's because it's one division. If you're in one division, you can't be the #1 pound for pound. You can be pound for pound, but not #1. And because we can project that, yeah, Errol Spence is going to raise hell at 154, maybe 160, but he hasn't yet. So he can't be above people who have went up to their divisions, was the baddest ones there, and in your division trying to push up on you. You know what I'm saying? That's my only issue. He can't be #1, but he can be up there now because he's a bad boy. And after he beats Pacquiao, right? If that's what happens, then he's going to move up higher, but still not #1 because it's just a welterweight, a smaller guy again. Once we see him with somebody that's taller, bigger, and stronger, right, that them skills that he got, that he better use, then, like, because the other guys had to do that. We've seen everybody else in the pound for pound except that Golovkin character, but we've seen other people, even Canelo, right? You know, I ain't rolling with Canelo at all, but he's fought bigger guys, right? And Terrence Crawford sure the hell has, right? So, you know, that's what I'm saying there. Okay, so let's move again. Let's move again up to the heavyweight, right? Now, everybody, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury going to fight sometime in, what is it, October the 9th? And I keep saying, who gives a damn, right? Who cares? The fight is not going to happen anyway, people. It's not happening. It's going to be some other shenanigans. All this is we put the fight back, right? And then we're going to let Tyson Fury talk smack all the way up until then. And all the people who don't want to see the fight, they just want the lead up. They don't never want to see Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury again, right? Why are we acting like we don't know what happened here, right? We saw that Tyson Fury was in litigation and Deontay Wilder was in litigation. Did any mainstream media tell you about that? No, they kept talking about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Then why wouldn't nobody mention that? These are news people, for crying out loud. Nobody mentions that. We saw some gloves. We saw pictures of gloves looking funny. We have statements from people he's done this before. No one looks into that. No one looks into the farmer who didn't give him wild boar. No one cares about his cocaine abuse and nandrolone abuse. No one. Nothing. Right? Now, the man is talking about he had COVID. First, they said everybody had COVID in his team. Now, nobody has it. We don't even know who has it. But no one is asking about a positive COVID test. No one. Like, man, what are we talking about if we're not talking about a fight just got stopped from somebody? He got to show somebody some kind of slip. Hey, dude, I'm missing work today. You better show some kind of sick slip or something, right? So there's no proof of that. No one cares. No one cares at all. Me personally, but I've said that already, I don't even give a damn about the fight. Even though it's my main man, Deontay Wilder, in the fight, even his team should be asking about where the hell is the proof of your positive COVID test? And where the hell did it happen? And the people in the laboratory we talking to. Right? All this, I just got COVID. No, I really didn't have it. Oh, Joseph Parker had it, but no, he really didn't have it. Igbagba had it. No, he didn't really have it. You know, whoever didn't go along with the lie had it at first and didn't have to have it. And no one has been investigated. Again. Man, get the hell out of here. Really. I mean, just get the hell out of here. And that moves me to somebody else that I have a lot of respect for. And I'm losing it. And as a matter of fact, he's boycotted up as of this. I was looking at Teddy Atlas and that guy he be talking with. right? And they were talking about this damn Deontay Wilder fight and Tyson Fury and COVID. And he just kept talking about the things that could have happened. Maybe he had COVID before, and then it left, and that's why it was negative. Maybe this happened. Maybe that. I mean, just all the reasons why he could have possibly had COVID because of this behavior, obviously. And everybody that's thinking that he probably didn't have it, they give him, label him as a conspiracy theorist because you're trying to search for the truth. So he had all those excuses for Tyson Fury, right? Then he went and said this. He was saying Pacquiao, you know, looked funny, looked totally funny in the fight against Dillian White, right? And so that's why he was saying this fight should take a long time into October to make sure it's out of his system, right? Good point. Because he said Pacquiao was too quick. He went in there and he fought Dillian White too quick and he didn't look like himself. He sure as hell didn't. Now, I don't roll with Pacquiao because he's a big-time doper, even though I kind of like the guy, I like his demeanor. But if you're cheating openly and too many times, then I can't roll with you. You know, it's just not right. But the thing is, I don't dislike Pacquiao, though, I'll be honest. But he's, you know, he didn't look right, man, against Dillian White, right from the beginning. But doesn't that sound familiar? Somebody that's not looking right at the beginning of the fight, being pushed over by body blows and stuff at the beginning of the fight, and we've never seen him look like that before. Why in the hell don't we have the same energy for that, right? And then he said something was probably wrong with his water or something, right? So we saw that with Pacquiao, but you can't see that with Deontay Wilder, right? And listen, Teddy Atlas, even Teddy Atlas and Paulie Malignaggi, these guys, you could see videos, right? Because I like the way they stand up for things that are just uncomfortable. But I see that that's not things that got to do with brothers, right? That's where we split now. Now that damn thing, I don't know where to find it. It's just the last time he was talking about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and the fight in October and all that. You need to look at that and see what nothing that Deontay Wilder said. All his excuses, he can't fight. He won 41 fights, 41 knockouts, but he can't fight at all, right? And his excuses was the problem. So his excuses are worse than all of these things that we're just talking about with Tyson Fury. Dude, I'm done with him. I'm done with him. See, that's why boxing for me, y'all know. I hate to be honest with y'all. Y'all know it's BTBG, beat the black guy. And, you know, I don't give a damn. You know, it's like I come in here and tell y'all about it, but it ain't like I'm going to watch none of them people I'm complaining about. None. Until they do what has to be right. And that's the thing when we talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury on October 9th, I give a damn about the fight. Because it's somebody has to pay for messing up, for doing illegal things. We can't keep just letting these people, just letting Tyson Fury do what he wants to do, and nothing happens to him. Right? That's the kind of stuff you don't want to show your kids. Why the hell won't nobody think about investigating the guy for nothing? And we supposed to be sitting here talking about Deontay Wilder stuff. Now I know Deontay Wilder wants to fight him because I told you why Deontay Wilder wants to fight him. Because what he wants to do to him, he can only do in the ring. I understand that. But this is a bigger picture. It is time for people to have to answer for their transgressions. Same thing on January 6th. Running up in our Congress, about ready to kill the vice president. Now we calling them tourists. They never have to answer for the stuff that they do. And that stuff with Tyson Fury, I am not interested in him fighting. I am interested, and I repeat, in a damn positive COVID test. Where did it come from, and when was it diagnosed? Those are the most important things, people. Everything else we talk about is BS. And I'm repeating that. That's the only thing that matters. Because damn the fight. Then they can fight on the street then. But that Tyson Fury, something has to happen. We need to know if he really had COVID. But you know the funny thing about this? No one even wants to know. Except a few dudes in the internet. And that's a shame. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.